Hello, hello. I am Gandhi, and today this is Gandhi's Thoughts, number 57. We're approaching 60. I probably, a lot of people have been asking me, like sending me emails, like, oh, what are you going to do for 60? I don't think I'm going to do anything too special for 60. I think 75 is the next landmark that I'm actually going to give a shit about. But, anywho, so today I got Ninja gameplay, which is awesome. I went to Ninja Stream just before. I was like, yo, Ninja, let me get some of your gameplay. And he said, all right, I got you. So I have the permission of his, which is good. And so today what we're going to be covering is, one, we're going to talk a little bit about Ninja's team, and then we're going to talk about the recent AGL news. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention to what's going on Twitter, basically AGL has announced that they will be having an all-star game, which is something we haven't seen in a very, 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 very long time. MLG kind of got rid of them because basically the All-Star game in like every sport, you don't see too many people try their hardest. So what AGL decided to do was, you know what? Fuck it. We'll host it and we'll make it for money instead of just like an MVP, which no one really cared about. So, a couple of the players, obviously, teams to look out for. I don't want to go too far in depth with this because it's not, like, it's cool, but it isn't like, oh my god, we have to talk about this, right? One of the teams that I'm looking forward to is, let's see, West Team 1, which is going to be Formal, Ace, Chig, and Gabriel. I think that'll be sick. East Team 3 is going to be really, really fun to watch, man. It's Lethal, Trey, Hines, and Mickwin. That I think it'll be interesting. And then other than that, you got some other ones that are kind of like, you kind of get like, oh, how is that going to work out? And one of the ones I made is this will probably be one of the most comical teams in the world to listen to. And that's going to be, just get ready. Imagine these four players together. It doesn't even make a lick of sense. Just ready for this? Sudith 2. Pistola. A really good noob. Flame Sword. Right? Did you feel that? Like, when I said that, you were like, oh my god, there's no way that's a team, right? Like, it's not a team. Like, but it's a fucking team. Like, that's gonna be, like, the funniest thing in the world for people is to watch that. So funny. It's literally gonna be hysterical. But so without further ado, here is the Ninja gameplay. So just talking a little bit about Requiem. One, the big thing about them is that their name isn't the best, but the other thing is that Ace and Dursky have joined up with Legit and Ninja, and the big thing here is that Dursky is known as kind of a competition player. He has a good mindset. He's overly optimistic. He's quite possibly the most optimistic person on the face of this fucking earth. So you can expect good things from him. So I think that's going to help out Ninja. And I think that's something that a lot of people are wondering, because at the last two events we kind of saw like, oh man, Ninja may not have the best mental game, right? Like, we kind of questioned it because there was times with like a really good noob that it just was like, wow, what's going on, buddy? Like, we know you're better than that. Like, everyone knows like Ninja is a very good player, but a couple of those times where it's like really good noob and some other players, you had to scratch your head and be like, really, Ninja? Like, what the fuck? And by the way, what the fuck's going on with this railgun, huh? He just doesn't miss. It's disgusting. But so let's talk about something that's actually super awesome. So AGL has announced that there's going to be free-for-alls. Now, I'm going to just touch on the pro. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the AM at the beginning. The pro is going to be sponsored by Gamers for Christ. There's going to be $500 for first place, and second place will get a Scuff Gaming controller. So that's awesome. And so then the other thing is, now I'm going to talk about the rules for the AGL 8 AM FFA. The rules are basically the same, but it gets kind of dicey in there. So first thing about the AGL 8 free-for-all for amateur teams is that you don't have to be on a team to play in it. You can go as a spectator. Now, it is going to be an extra $10. It's going to be $10 to compete in the FFA if you are not a competitor. So if you just show up and you're with your buddies and you're looking for something to do and you want to play Halo instead of just sitting around watching some of the best in the world duke it out, you get to duke it out versus people in basically your skill range and be able to get a feel for the whole tournament scene, get your feet a little wet, and that's awesome. Like, that's really cool for a lot of people. So $10 is basically puts you in a chance to win $500 or a Scuff gaming controller. I don't know if any pro Halo player actually uses a Scuff, but they're really, really good controllers for what they are. So that's cool. Now, the other thing, though, is so it gets a little dicey in here, and I'll talk about it. I'll read it off to you, and then I'll kind of explain, because when you read it, it's kind of like, what? Right? So the first thing it says is you can play as much as you want Friday and Saturday to tally up your wins. A win will consist of placing top 2 in your game. Then the top 16 players with the most wins after 2 days will play on Sunday for the finals. Top 4 will advance from each semifinals to the finals. Okay. So basically, how it's going to work is on Friday and early Saturday, you're going to be able to play as much FFA as possible that you can. And you're going to tally up as many wins as humanly possible for you. Now, I'm assuming that to an extent it's going to be regulated, but I think what he means is that you can play 4 games and be fine, or you can play 20. However many spots are open, you can continue to play. So it's going to go on if you get top 2 and how many top 2s you get, and that's that. It's not like a win-loss ratio. It doesn't say anything like if you play 50 games and you win 6, right? Like, I don't think it matters if the other guy played 6 and he won all 6, if that makes sense. It's just going to be a total here, which I can see someone complaining about that, but even still, no one's going to play 50 games of free-for-all. There's just no way the times can even fit it in. So the other thing is talking about the settings. Now, this is going to be the settings across the board. It is going to be the Halo 4 Global Championship settings. So what those settings are, it is going to be an 8-minute free-for-all. There is no kill limit. You can have as many kills as you want. You can have fucking 100. You can win with 100, or you can win with 17. Right? Like, I don't think I've ever seen it have 17, but depending on how awful the players are, God knows it might be possible. So that's going to be the exact same thing. And so, again, it's going to be top 2 when you're playing Friday and Saturday. And then when we get down to the semifinals, then it's going to be top 4 advance. And this is for the amateur. Okay? So it's cool. Now, the difference is that when we get to the amateur FFA finals, it's going to be a 15-minute game. Okay? And then at the end of that 15-minute game, how it's going to work is that the top 2, just like Halo G4C, G4C, that's Gamers for Christ, Halo 4 Global Championships, GC, right? They got me all screwed up. Just like Halo GC, the top 2 are going to duke it out again. So you're going to be going into a 1v1 with the settings, which I'm assuming are the exact same. They don't state it on here, but I believe it is Onyx 1v1, first to 10 wins, or whoever's winning at the end of the time limit will win. First place will get $500. Second place will get a Scuff gaming controller. It's going to be awesome for you guys. It's going to be really, really cool. And the big thing about this is, and why I didn't want to focus too much on the whole... why I didn't want to focus on the whole pro FFA too much is because this is awesome for amateurs. Now you can have your coach. If your coach can't get on a team, so players who can't get on a team, this is why MLG was very, very successful in the past with Halo, is because a lot of people couldn't get on a team. And so what happened was they went to the event and they either casted or they bunked up with some people, slept on the floor, and they played in the Big Flex 4 free-for-all. And they would grind that out for the total wins. I mean, you can, if there's anyone you want to ask about it, contact Hoaxer right away. Hoaxer eat, sleep, and breathe that goddamn Big Flex 4 free-for-all. I think he was in every top 8, period. I know Straight Sick and Prototype are also 2 guys who have experience with it, so they understand how, you keep playing and you keep winning and all of that stuff, and they can probably give you a better explanation than I can on it because they lived it. So the big thing here is, like I said, one, if you're a coach and you want to play, awesome. If you can't get on a team, awesome. But the other thing is this is very easy to get This is very, very, very easy to get people to go to the event to now compete in the free-for-all. It's $10. You can carpool with your buddies and you can get to the event. And the quicker you guys get your feet wet in the tournament scene, the better off. And how the shit? You guys see that? I swear to God, that guy just ate a railgun. He took a railgun to the face, but that guy fucking ate a railgun. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. And by 2, I mean 4, because I'm a douchebag. Moving forward. But, where was I? Oh, so you can carpool down with your buddies, and we can start promoting this a lot better. The shitty thing is that we have a week to kind of do it, but this is how it's going to be for every AGL from here on out. I think the prize, I don't know how the prize money is going to work, if it's going to be increased, if it's going to be decreased, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea for the free-for-all. But what I do know is that what we could see from this is a lot of people who just want to go for, one, for a chance of $500 or a Scuff Gaming controller, and 2, to just get their fucking foot in the door and get ready to be used to that pressure. They're going to be used to that tournament pressure. They're going to be used to the same casters who are going to be casting, well, if Maven and I can go to the Halo 4 if they choose us, but, Bravo, Golden Boy, Ghost, these are the people who are going to be casting. They're going to get used to the entire scene. They're going to get used to the stream watching them, the whole kit and caboodle, man. They're there. They understand it all. And that's huge, because your first tournament, you are shaky. Very, very, very shaky. It's tough. It really is. Unless you have, the perfect head on your shoulders. But even so, that first game, you get jittery. Because some things just don't go your way, and it's not online, and you get out of your comfort zone just a little bit enough to kind of tweak with you. So I think that's good. I think we're going to see an influx of players. Hopefully, we have a week. I don't know how many people I'm expecting in the amateur FFA, but I expect you guys to actually be playing it and promoting it. Now, this is something we always talk about, and the one thing that's been pissing me off that I've been seeing is everyone says, oh, you got to promote the community, you got to promote this, and then everyone, when I say that to people, everyone goes, well, you have a voice to do it. I only have 60 followers. Who the fuck do you think I'm going to get? I'm like, dude, okay? You can't tell me that if you add one person to the tournament, you have done your share. If you've made someone think about the tournament, you've done your share. You just have to be talking about it. And now you got to say, look, $10 for a chance to win $500. And the video's sputtering for me, and you guys have to deal with that. So that's really what you're looking at here, man. $10 fucking dollars. $10 for $500. Sure, you have to factor in hotel and everything like that, but it's Friday and Saturday. If you really, really wanted to, you would have to pay the La Quinta. Okay, so here's how it's going to work for Knoxville, right? The La Quinta Inn is $50 a night. Total. Not split with your buddies, $50 a night. $50 Thursday night, Friday night $50, Saturday night $50. You can leave Sunday. You can watch the finals and drive home. You can book your flight and leave home Sunday. You're looking at $150 there. Now, assuming you're a human and you eat, the sub shop right down at the fucking corner. You walk out. So my boobs are the door of Battlefield Knox. Or this boob will be it, right? You walk out, you look right, you go straight down to my nipple, which is going to be the corner. So this is the intersection of the building from the Home Depot. Right there, bam, $6 for a sub. You can have 3 different subs. You'll be good to go. So, well, fuck it. You know what? We'll call it $10 a sub. So now it's $150. Now let's just tack on $60. All right, you eat 3 times a day, which isn't going to happen. I'll let you guys know, a spoiler, you will not eat 3 times a day at an event. So, $60 a day. No, actually, 90. Sorry, 90. Even though it's really, you're getting down there Thursday night, so you're not going to eat 3 meals that day, but it's whatever. We'll say 90. Okay? So even still, that's $240. You can work the worst job in the world for 2 weeks and just quit and be able to pay that off. You can get a job right now this weekend and be able to afford that. I don't know. It's just little things like that people don't. I don't know. It's just me personally. I think if you want to get into the fucking tournament scene, now is going to be the time, because the last thing you want to do is... Okay, so I'll let you guys all in on a little secret here. Right now, for you guys to kind of feel it out to see if it's for you, this is the time. Because you know what happens when this scene keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger? Venues, more expensive, right? Bigger venue, bigger setups, bigger everything. Prices go up. No longer is it $200 for a team pass. Oh shit, now it's $300 or $360 like MLG does or whatever. I think it's $360. Yeah, I think it's $360. All right, so now it's $300 for a team pass. Well, now we're at a convention center. Now it's $110 a night. Fuck. Between 4 people. Now the FFA just to get into it is $40. Shit. You know, and now you sit there and think, man, why didn't I fucking compete when it was smaller? Just to see if it was for me. Because some people, it's not for them. It really isn't. Some people realize that early, and you know, they still love the scene, so they either become like personalities or YouTubers or become coaches, or you know, they help out with the league, something like that. But you know, everyone normally starts off with kind of the same setting. So that's all I'm saying is right now the AGL Amateur FFA is badass. It is a great opportunity for everyone to kind of push the scene more, because one, you can kind of say, oh, by the way, there's a $200,000 FFA tournament at the end. If you want practice versus the best of the best, come to the event. But I'm not here to be a fucking spokesman for this, right? I'm just here giving you my 2 cents on the whole thing. It's $10. Give it a shot. Now, someone tweeted me and said, do you think the All-Star Game is going to be exciting? You know, dude, it's such a... Like, it's such a tough question to ask, because, here, I'll see if I can... Okay, so here is... get that down. Here is... Okay, so here's the West, right? So we got Formal Ace, Chig, Gabriel, Team 1. Team 2 is going to be Snipe Down Roy, Elum Knight, Aries. It's like... I don't know. It's not like the best team in the world, but it's okay. And then we got Ninja, Nated, Cloud, Nemesis. That's going to be a fun team to watch. In all honesty, that's really going to be a fun team to watch. It'll be interesting to see how Ninja... A lot of things here, like when I look at this, like a lot of things here, like I don't know if Brad did it like on purpose, but I doubt he did. But like there's a lot of personality clashes there, man. Like you're putting a member of Requiem going against Ryanoob's teammate. Like that's, I don't know. I can see a lot of funny stuff. And then we look down here, we have Goofy, Enable, Neighbor, and Lifestyle. I don't know how Enable's West Coast, but I guess. That team should be okay. And then this is like the side that's just fucking hysterical, dude. Sudeth 1, APG, Spartan, Dursky. You know, this team's going to be the best to watch. I swear to God. I talked about it earlier. I just wanted to show you guys that I'm not lying. Sudeth 2, Pistola, a really good noob, and Flamesword. Like, I don't know what to expect. And I don't think anyone does. I think that could quite possibly be like the funniest. It's like he's staging it for just comedy. I don't like if I cast them, like I don't even want to cast it. I just want to say, as you're listening, we're staying on board with them the entire time. You will get no commentary. I want to hear this and just see like what happens. And then this is probably the best East team they have. Lethal, Trey, Hines, and Mickwin. That's probably their best team. Like chemistry-wise and everything, I think this is probably the best team that the East has to offer. Then other than that, the last team's going to be absolutely legit Maniac and Best Man, which could actually be kind of sick too. It'll be fun seeing Maniac and Best Man kind of work hand in hand together. And also, the one thing that is kind of cool about the All-Star Game, which is something that we have seen in the past, is that players like Absolutely or Sudeth or Aries or Lifestyle, these kind of players who everyone knows they're talented, but like the top 4, top 5 teams may not give them that credit. Will they have a chance to prove it to them? Because not all of these guys, not all the pros always play together. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like everyone just plays with everyone. Like, you have your kind of groups of people that you want to play with. And so it's like, I know Jordan, aka Absolutely is going to be trying his ass off here to really, really, show the world that he can compete with these guys and that he is a good teammate and everything like that. And so you will see the players who are not, I guess, place worse try their asses off, which is something that's awesome. But sometimes, Pistol, not Pistola, I didn't want to, I just saw his name, but like, I don't know, like in the past, like we saw like sometimes Ogre 2 wouldn't try that hard, or myself, or Shockwave, but T-Squared always tried his ass off, right? And Legit's always another one of those players who did. Neighbor's another person who always tried their ass off. So you see these kind of things happen, but at the end of the day, they're not putting it all out on the line like they would in 4v4s, but that's really it. Other than that, I don't really have much to talk about at all. I will say, I will leave on this note. The note that I will be leaving on is that I want to know, one, by the way, Ninja's team was squimming. Ninja's team was scrimming Status Quo in that series, and they kicked the shit out of them on that Simplex game, and I think they only lost Haven. But then after that, Status Quo went on to play Infamous, and they lost 5-6 in an 11-game series. And what I want to know from you guys is, right now, Ambush is still looking good. They still look good going into this event, but they're only going to have... They can't scrim this entire weekend because Snipedown's going to NJ Halo. They can't scrim this entire weekend, and next week they're only going to get 3 days. So they're going to get a total of 6 days of practice. Do you guys think that that is enough practice for them to be able to beat teams like Classic, teams like Status Quo who are playing every night, Infamous who have been playing every single night and seem to be getting better and better and better every single day? The calendar just rips off. I want to know if you guys think, like, if there's a tournament where Ambush could lose, I honestly believe it's this one. And I know a lot of people say that and shit. I honestly think if the stars align just right, it can happen. I want to know what you guys think. Am I crazy? Or is it a possibility? Other than that, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy.